Being inferior is a terrible, terrible feeling. And if you feel inferior, if you feel that you're someone that's less worthy of somebody else, especially of the peers that's around you, you're gonna feel terrible. You're not gonna feel good enough. You're always gonna live in their shadow, and it's a terrible feeling. So if you are personally a person, of course, personally a person that makes people feel inferior, that's gonna be a trigger for them to despise you, to hate you basically, because you're making them feel inferior. That's a terrible feeling. It's probably one of the worst feelings out there, right? People feeling like they're not good enough when they're compared to you. Right? We're seeing this time and time again. They're gonna try, if they feel inferior, they're gonna try to overcompensate, right? If one friend is short and one other friend is tall, that the short friend is always gonna try to overcompensate for that because of his height. It's just the truth. If one guy maybe has a big dick and this other guy has a small dick, the small dicks, we all know those kind of guys. They're trying to overcompensate with everything. They're buying a sports car. They are flexing wealth. They're signaling wealth. They're flexing. They're trying to overcompensate. So being inferior is a terrible feeling. Where am I going with this? Because this is totally obvious. So I have a tendency sometimes to make people feel inferior, and that's why they hate me. And I need to change that. I don't know how. I don't know how I will change that, but it's better to make people feel important instead of feeling them inferior. Because trying to make people on purpose feel inferior is a sign of inferiority in yourself. That's like, wow, it's 360. Like, oh my God, I'm trying to make people inferior, maybe because I'm feeling inferior myself. It's an incredible eye-opener, because you become more self-aware and you're like, oh my God, maybe I'm feeling inferior, and that's why I'm trying to make people inferior. But sometimes I do it unconsciously, right? Or maybe I'm gonna make some jokes in some videos, and people are gonna feel inferior next to me. So that's why they're gonna hate me or something. I almost knocked the tripod over. Can you see that? If I'm doing this? Wow, the camera has an incredible stabilization, so you cannot see the shaky footage. Maybe, I hope so. But yeah, feeling inferior is a terrible feeling. You gotta make people feel important. And if you make people feel important, I guess they're gonna like you more. I guess that's the point of the video. If you want to make people like you, this is how you make people like you. By making them feel important, by making them feel heard, by making them feel like they are worth something. It's incredible. By being kind to them, treating them with grace. And I'm learning this. It's a skill to be learned. It's not something that we're given, from birth. It's fucking incredible. If that was the case. It would have been incredible if that was the case. But no, we're animals. We're trying to survive and reproduce. We're trying to take care of our own self-interests, and that's about that. We are not taught how to treat people with kindness. Really, there's no course for that. There's nothing. There's nothing, absolutely nothing, and we're learning it from our parents. And if our parents were shitty people, we're gonna be shitty people as well. Like, there's no way that somebody can correct you because you're doing something wrong, because you're an asshole. There's no therapy for being an asshole. There's no group therapy. There's no courses on how to stop being an asshole. Like, oh my God, there's no fucking shit like that. So it's missing, it's lacking in this society. I sound pretentious right now when I say, oh my God, this is lacking in society. I guess it is what it is. Just try not to be an asshole yourself. So I'm trying not to be an asshole myself. That is what I can control. I cannot teach other people. And if you try to teach other people not to be assholes, they're gonna be even bigger assholes to you. They're gonna fucking hate you. They're gonna be like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Get the fuck out of my face.